We're live. So let's just move this a little bit. Have we got any control over the camera? It doesn't look that way. All right, Josh. You can drop in on this if you want. I'm just building. I'm not doing it's not like a live stream scheduled or anything. I'm just building. So if you want to drop in, that's fine. Oh, right, okay. Maybe not then. To be honest, I don't know how you invite people into. That's emojis. No. No, that's odd. Yeah, okay. So I am just building this Maschinen Kriegers robot, or as Bob has called it, the German robot thingy. So it's one of these kits that you snap together, which I'm not a great fan of, to be honest. And I've done the Bandai ones, and the Bandai ones are really, really good. They're really good quality. Now this is a Hasegawa one. I was expecting something very similar, but when you snap these together, they just do not snap all the way together. They're not nice tight fitting. They're a bit shoddy. You're left with gaps between. I've gone round and filled these, so if that will come into focus, you can see that's quite a big gap on that one. All of them quite large gaps, and yeah, so just a bit disappointed with it, really. But we're getting there. It's not a difficult build as such. It's been fun. As I say, I've abandoned the click. I do click it together, and then what I do is I run around the seam with some glue, and then afterwards I go over with some Squadron Green putty. That goes off exceptionally quick. Sometimes it's virtually dry before I've even finished putting it on. And then, I'm on to the next bit. And what is the next bit today? It is, where are we? I haven't done any painting yet. So we've got the arms. Dog started barking upstairs. We've got the head assembly. So I've got these all in separate pieces. Obviously, I'm going to have to spray them, prime them, and then I'll decide on the best colour that I'm going to use, or best mix of colours. I'm not going to do the standard, the one that's on the card. Bear with me a sec, see if I can find the card. Where are you? There is. Oh, there it is. Right. Oh, three bits of sprue falling everywhere. My desk is not normally this untidy. Where did that go? There we are. So this is what they recommend, the colours they recommend. You know, there's quite a big sprue sheet for such a little robot. It hardly uses anything, but that's it. And yeah, I will be. You know, I'm really thinking of going with the Russian MiG colours, or the SU Sukhoi colours, the light blue, the grey, and the white as a camo design on it. Obviously faded from, you know, years of wandering the wasteland or whatever. And that is my plan. And I think that's what I'm going to stick to. So we are looking for Q5, Q4. I've, as I mentioned in an earlier video, my complete irritation at their silly little sprues with that go all the way through the alphabet, and then you'll get a big one, and there's Q there along with R and S, all on one, and then you've got a multitude of these. I just don't get it. What's wrong with the traditional way? Who knows? So anyway, we're on Q. Q4, 5. Q4 and 5. There's 4. Snip that off there. Because of the way they have their sprue gates, you do have to come back in afterwards and remove the tops off them. Because basically they clamp them to they come in on the underside like that. I don't know if you can see that. Come on. Come on. Come on. Right on the edge there. There. So you've got to just come along and snip it off. And they do that on all their pieces. So there's no way you can just clip it from the sprue. Each sprue piece has to have 2 cuts to remove it. And then we wanted Q5. And just give that a, again, that's too much to, like so. And then, as if it isn't difficult enough with the old QRS, we've then got to find sprue PC 3-M. PC3. There it is, PC3. What's that about? Let me see where I am at. Right. So, I just need to get this orientated the right way, which I believe is that. And that goes in, let's say, in that way, which makes sense. And then we've got this coming in on the back side, which clamps down on there. Right, that's okay. So we're using the really quick setting glue. The Rapido stuff. Just over the rope, I don't need that. It's there. And then we want Q19. There we go. Got a bit of a nasty seam down there, so we get the old seam scraper. There we go. Yep. I believe that's not meant to be on there, so yeah, that can come off. So that's actually going to break off there, but just checking now that. La, 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 da. So slightly different that side. I want to make sure I get that right. It's got a bit of a slant there. I need to make sure that's right. So I'm just looking quickly forward through the drawings because one side, the pipe on it, bends slightly if it's going to come into focus. Come on, you know you want to. You have to take my word for it. I'm not damn thing. Right, and it's only going to go on the one way really, so And as it rotates, as long should go up. I think. Right. Let's leave that there for now. And then we want Q3 and Q6, which is obviously going to be the opposing side. We have 3 viewers in. There's going to be a new thing coming to the channel in a few, well, actually this week. So this week we're going to start looking at other people's work in the group. When I say this week, we're going to announce it this week, and then you've got like a week to put your work up in on the page. It'll be in a special group, album or whatever, and then next week we will have a look through at what people have posted, and we'll have a look at their work. Everyone will get to see it. And I guess every week we'll pick our favourite or something like that. So yeah, it's Q6, Q3 and Q6. That's right. So I'm hoping that will take off a bit, get people a bit interested in participating a bit more. Idea was, I have thought about this before, but it was brought to me by Sue, mentioned it last night, and Paul, and yeah, so I said we'd, their idea, they can definitely move on with that. Be good. Oh. Yes, on there. It's not 2 of these, is there? No, we've got a couple of. I forgot to take the damn. That's not one. That is though. Take the bloody. Right, so that's together. Excellent, eh? And then, oh, I need a bit of glue. Here's something. Something is preventing that from going together properly. So I'm just going to go around and I'll see it's, you know, it just takes the tiniest bit of plastic, and there it is. I mean, that is about a paper's width in thickness, maybe even less, but you could feel it, which meant you could definitely feel it if the other side had got it as well. So once the two came together, you've got double the thickness, and all of a sudden, this is why you end up with big gaps on some things. There we go. Right. Now then, that should go together a lot neater now. And let's pop that on there. And pop that on there. Yes, that's much better. Much better fit. Let's just get some. And there. Capillary action's brilliant. I love watching it. It never ceases to amaze me. You just touch it, it just shoots off down the channel. Brilliant. When I think when I was younger, it was very much the old styrene cement. Squeeze it out of a tube. Putting a little amount onto me was well, it was just a waste of time. My A10 I built tended to look like I got loads of bubble wrap inside of it because of all the glue that was coming out of the seams and in the shape of glue bubbles, and it was a right mess. I still thought it was the dog's nuts though. Right, I guess they're his eyes then. This is supposed to be the head, so I'm guessing they're the eyes maybe. Who knows? Now we're gonna have to go around with filler, probably in a bit. Apologies for that, just reading the instructions. Jared, I am working on Maschinen Kriegers Gruber Hund. With this beastie here. That's what we're working on. Oh, we've got at the bottom there, we've got a white and green by the looks of it. All of the, yeah, all of the identification marks are in Japanese. So I've got no idea what says what. No idea at all. So as I said earlier, I'm going to do my own colours. It's going to be the glorious Russian blue and white and grey. Or I could do red, white and blue for Britain, but I don't know. Doesn't feel right somehow. We'll see. Alright. And then we've got Q7, which is that there. I'm not even going to pretend to know what that's about. So we will click that. Click that off. Still, come on. Still not right. Yeah, that one's too big there. A bit more. Teensy bit more. Need a bit more. No, there's still a little lip there. Right. So, where's this? What's that? Q7, Q13, Q13. And then we're looking for Q10, W2, RSV. Right. So, Q, let's get the Qs out of the way. Q13, which is that. Q13, Q7, Q10, Q10, that's that one, isn't it? Yeah. There we go. W2. Oh, what was W? Was this the W? Yeah. Just make sure I've took that off right. You've got to be really careful because some of these, they're not sprue gates, and you think they are. So that's right. That's right. So we've got Q10, W2. This next one here, which is crikey, so R1 or S1. R1. R whites. R whites. I'm a secret lemonade drinker. Oh, crikey, we've got a load of chat all of a sudden. All of a sudden, we've got a load of chat. Chit-chat. Quick scan through. Hi, John. Yes. No, the Spitfire, yes. Bear with me. The Spitfire is up there. Oh, the reel's in the way. But she is up there. The Astronaut has not been finished yet. That is still probably in the same stage as when you last saw it. Actually, I'll show it tomorrow night. Show it on the live stream so that everyone can see where it's up to. Yeah, but the Spitfire's been done. I think there's one gun missing off it. Can't remember why now. It was cursed. The build was cursed on that one, that's for sure. R1, S1. So I've just clicked off R1. Now it's an option. It's R1 or S1 by the looks of that. I think I would rather have R1 if that's the case. And then we want Q1 and Q2. So Q1 is there. Q2 is missing. So I need to now have a look at my little. See, I've got a. There it is. It's been found. Disaster has been averted. I can't answer about Smooth Jared. He got the group he was in folded up. He took it very, very badly, I believe, and he's pretty much withdrawn into himself. It's how I understand it. It's very sad that, and I don't mean sad in a derogatory manner. I mean it's very sad that a person can be driven to this in a hobby that we're supposed to encourage people in. We're supposed to encourage and help people as much as we can. Yeah, you have your differences, but we're grown-ups. We should be able to move on past them. I know things get heated at times, but for him to be left with no other feeling other than I'm just not going to talk with anyone or do anything about modelling anymore, it's just tragic. Hopefully he will come back to us soon. We shall wait and see. So we've got this cover here. And then by the looks of it, that goes on there and there. Okay. Assemble with order. That's what it says. You watch, I've took the piss out of that and now I'm going to assemble it all wrong. It's not going to work. Right. It doesn't say do not cement, so that's that piece there. Take me time. There's that little bit on there. So that's instant glue for metal, but it's not metal, it's rubber or nylon or whatever it is. It's anything but metal. Let's see how this goes. So by the looks of it, that hooks in like that. No. I don't get that. I'm struggling to understand how this goes, because that looks as though it hooks to the right. There's no unless that goes all the way through. Is that what? That's what we're saying. That goes all the way through. Excellent. Yes. And then you're left with that. Right, so that goes on there like that. I'm not going to glue that in place because I like it to be loose. Loose, a bit loose. And we got that one there. that one there. We've got. So that is that piece there, right? Now we're cooking. This is some form of face. Right, sorry about that. Just dozed off there for a second. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I know it's dreadful of me. But what was that about fishing, right? No, it's actually, I believe it's one of Angela's cross-stitch threads, doubled up, and hung around the wings, the back of the wings, to keep them from flopping out. Right. Oh, I've lost where I was at. I was about to do something. Ah, that was it. They've got to come off, so we've got to. Yeah, I'm going to be building a bike soon. I've got the Kawasaki Ninja. I bought it ages ago. I just never got around to doing it. It's like the green one, I think, with transparent cowling, if I remember rightly. Well, that goes on there. Oh, bloody hell! What was that came off there? I hadn't glued anything on there. No, I think it's just something. No, we're good. I don't know, John. I mean, if anyone wants to drop in on this, I'm just trying to think how if I can invite people in. if anybody wants to just drop in and build as well, that's okay. It's not an exclusive club. Let me just, I'm over on the computer quickly, just while I see whether there's something. Yes, there is. So, I think I found Gordon, do you want to drop in on this? If you do, let me know. I'll send you a link. Oh, not at the bench. If anyone else wants to drop in, just let me know and I will send you a link and you can drop in and build. Not a problem. Dropped a bit of glue on there and made a bit of a mess, but it's going to be covered over anyway, so not a problem, I don't think. So we've got this this is the cowling I've got going over the top, which I'm going to, which I believe is going to, yes, that sits on there like that. We might need some filler. Might need a bit of filler on there. The gap's too wide for capillary action, which is a bit of a bummer. Just keep that. Just clamping that down. Try and keep that, some pressure on it. But yeah, we're going to need to make some filler up for that in a minute. So we've got this one, this one, and they go, oh yeah, I see, like little flappy dog's ears, weird. Crazy for feeling so lonely. Clamp that a bit. Oh, another bit of a fingerprint there. Disastrous. We clean that up. Not the problem. Let's get a bit. Mr. Jar then. Crikey, I've missed it. Haven't taken the bloody little no, you're gonna need the seam remover for that. My legs just get. Come on. There we go. Right. I'm not too worried about how this looks at the moment in terms of these little fingerprints and that, because they're going to come off. It's just me. Well, it's just me being scrappy and dozing off every now and then. There we go. So, got quite a nice little. I guess this is his head. So you can start to make out, mouth, eyes, ears, nose. I guess it's. Did I just put somebody? Somebody had put up SprueSurgeon, I think. Yeah, SprueSurgery Waiting Room. SprueSurgery is all one word. The S's are both capital. I don't know whether that makes any difference at all when you're doing the search, but funny story. When I created the name SprueSurgery a long time ago, and then about, I don't know, a year or so later, I decided I wanted a logo. And the obvious thing was, because I'd got the S's capital in SprueSurgeon, to have an SS logo, but of course, there's obvious problems with that. So we could never, I could never get the logo I wanted because it basically said SS. I'm reading that, Gordon. Keep an eye out, some new stuff coming. I'm thinking to myself, oh, amazing. We've got some new stuff coming. What is it? You ever end getting one of those big Lancaster models? I don't think he's got one yet. I know he was after one, but I don't think he's got one yet. I'm sure we would have known if he'd have got it. Right. And then we've got to put this thing on the bottom. Okay, and that goes to the back. There's no ooh, nearly made a massive cock up there, didn't I? Nearly, very, very nearly. Right. Nearly glued something in the wrong place. Come on. just getting that into place. Yeah, there's something not right there. That, it's just that little tiny bit there that's causing the problem. I need to go in. Oh. Just very carefully remove that. So look at that now. Still a tiny bit there. We may have to put a bit of filler back in afterwards, but that's not a problem. But at the moment, it's not sitting right. There, I think we've got a much better fit now. Hold on a minute. What have we got going on here? Not quite. A tiny bit of a sprue gate left over there, which you've really got to remove every tiny trace of any sprue gates. And the same with any. Yes, there we go. That's gone in much better now. Much, much better. And yeah, I can turn that around if I need to. So. So I think that's just going to go out there out of the way. So let's get some in there. La 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 la. Oh right. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't want to promote any sort of German Nazi whatever elect class as. I don't want people to think that I support it. Right. Then we've got what appear to be the eyes. And we've got these silly little bolts that go on now. Right, okay. I'm going to show you these because they're a pigging nightmare. So all over the model, there are, let me find one. That's not straight. No, it is. There are these little tiny holes. Not holes, they're not even holes. They're, if it will come into focus, there we go, just under my thumb, little round circle. And in each of those, you have to put either V1, which are worse, or V2, which are slightly bigger but just as awkward. Now, the problem is the sprue gates, again, it's not a big deal, you know. So there's your tiny little nuts that have got to go on there, your tiny little nuts. But the sprue gate doesn't come into the side of the nut. So it doesn't come in at the side and then you just cut it off and glue it on. No, it comes in at the side and then it's sort of like an L connection and it sits on the face of the nut as well. So you've got it on the side and the face. So you've got to, your first cut is to remove it from the sprue here, the sprue tree. And then you've got to come along, and with that tiny little one, it's a pain. That tiny little one, you've got to get it on the flat surface at the back and clip it off. And it can be bloody awkward. They have got a different version in which you just cut, you get your blade. Actually, no, I didn't realise there was the second version there. I've just spotted that, so I'm going to see if that's easier, just out of curiosity. So that's V2. I've just skipped ahead, and V2. So it's the tiny ones, and they go on those helmets there. So if I put V2, I need 2 of those. So basically, you have to come in at the side, make sure you've got a sharp edge for this, and just gently and as I suspected, that has gone somewhere other than, yes, right, hold on, is that it? Is that it? Or is that just a piece of shit plastic debris? That's not it. Okay, so we're going to stick with the, is that it? No. No, it's probably, right. The other thing I can try, I've never tried this before, is using these display cutters. Just try, they might be too thick for this, but oh, look at that. Now that has impressed me. That has literally just removed one of those perfectly flat from there. Wow, I'll show you that again in a minute. I need to get this on here while what is that? That's that piece. Where the hell? Yeah, that came out the bottom there. So right. Let me. I need the white pencil ready because this can be a bit bloody awkward. Just getting everything ready to hold. So I normally put a drop of that on. No. Oh, now we've suddenly got it. It needs, the thing with these wax pencils is they do need to be sharpened after a couple of times. And then we drop that on there. Dirty, great big fingerprint. Although they do have a use, I've found out. And I have been using that same idea on here. I'll show you where I used it earlier. This is how I came across it. They're good for simulating, you know, dents and knocks and things like that. So where did it happen? I had to take something off the side that I'd glued on earlier, and it had to come back off. Now, as I put the glue on to soften the old glue and be able to lever the piece off, I left a bloody big dirty fingerprint and a slight impression in the plastic. So I came along and sanded it, and I was about to fill it, but I noticed where I don't know where it is exactly. I'm just trying to find it. I noticed that you can actually it's there. It does actually give damage. Look like that once it's sanded down a bit, it actually looks like light damage from knocking against some heavier, sturdier object. So I was quite pleased with that. So I'm going to try just to verify my theory. So I've got a lovely big dirty print up here on one of these. And I've got a blob of glue on here as well, which I'm going to use to also simulate. And we're going to see how that goes. But there's that tiny piece on. And we've just got another one to go on underneath there. Yeah, Easter wasn't bad actually, Jared. So I spent it with the family in the garden on Easter Sunday. They came over again yesterday, but I had to go and lie down for a bit because I had to take my tablets. And normally, once I've took my tablets, I'll go a bit drowsy for a bit, more so than I am already, if that makes any sense. Right. So at least I know that these are good for that. That's going to save me a massive amount of time on putting those little nuts together. Oh, come on. So now we're going to do his eyeballs, I guess. Q20, Q21. 21 is missing. That is not good. Where is 21? I had not taken 21 off its sprue. That is a problem. So let me go through my tub of pieces that have gone missing, that I've found lying around. And we're looking for an eye. That's not it, is it? No. No. Cans. Right. No, not in there. Okay, I'm not going to be happy if I've got all this way and I've got no sodding. He's only got one bloody eye. I suppose I would have to hang something out of the eye, a bit of fine fibre optic thread or something to act as a it's not in there, that's where it would be. Let's pop this to one side. I don't think it's come off anywhere. $20, $21, yeah, that's the one I was just looking at. Now time to go through the box, but it's right. Now then, the only other thing I can do is print one off, but that is a bigger undertaking than it seems, so I have to measure all this out. It's like a rocket shape. Let's just see how that fits in. Let me see. Goes over them. So if I could somehow right. So I've got two options now. I've got three options. 3 options and 1 thing I have to do. So I could either get in touch with Hasegawa, see whether they'll send me a new eye out, turn this place upside down, look for the old one, but there's a chance it might never have been in there because I didn't cut it out. It was missing when I came to get it off the sprue. Or I build it up as a missing eye and have a fine copper wire, drill a little hole in where the eye comes out, and drill a little copper wire and have maybe 2 of them just hanging down, as though they were once connected to the eye and it's been ripped off or something. And then go that way. I think that's possibly my best option, because I don't really want to, because this means then it will be yet another kit that's on a shelf waiting for parts. And I'm quite enjoying this build. I don't really want to interrupt it, so I think I've answered my own question, really. Not going to glue that one in for now. Right, so the 3D printing, yeah, doing okay. I'm actually selling figures now. This is one of the figures I'm making for my daughter. This was printed off, it's been put together, and I'm slowly painting it. Let me just... So, you know, I'm happy with that. That's going well. So, yeah, this is one of the figures that I will be printing off for other people, should they wish. The other figure I've got on the go at the moment, I'm doing these for people. This has still got all the supports on because it's got to go through the post. But it's a Predator, obviously. I'll show you one that's built up a bit better, but it's built up, but it's not as good quality because it was printed out at a bit of a rush. So I'm doing some work on it to make it a bit more that's sort of, it's been primed, and I'm just sanding things back and making them smooth, adding some sort of detail as I go along. Like there, I've added some detail on his wrist. I've built I've made another little computer for his wrist, whereas before there was just a flat, well, nothing really. So that's got to go on. Just the detail on his bottom half's okay. I printed that off fairly slowly. That went fine. The top half, I just built it a bit faster. The face is okay. That's got primer on. But yeah, that's another figure that I'll be doing. Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, you name it, I can, you know, Aliens, I can get hold of them all. So, yeah, so if you're ever interested in something, drop me a message and plastic monkey. Thank you. Still missing the hands. Yeah, still missing the hands, Dom. They will go on. Right. They will go on eventually. Put that on there. I wonder whether that's supposed to go in sideways, you know. I don't know. We'll see about that one as well. I'm just trying to. So because I've had a few jobs on the go. I've got bits of like these are from the Predator. I've been using these Mr. Surfacer on the Predator. And there's the other Predator's hand. So I had to work at strengthening that up. I had to put a little bar across the middle there because it kept breaking. I'm enjoying the scratch building element of it. I've never done that sort of thing. Yeah, and I'm enjoying it. Unfortunately, I started the laser thing. George, I won a laser, which George sent me. Unfortunately, the laser sort of came out like this, with no other instructions at all. I have got no idea what to do with any of this. I've been in touch, and somebody gave me a load of techno babble, which meant nothing to me. So I've got to look into this still. The only problem is because I'm using the 3D printer so much, it's finding time when I can shut it down to put this on. And then when I put it on, how long is it going to take me to get it back off to put the 3D printing heads back on? So there's a lot of unknown elements with this laser, which I'm hoping to cover at some point. But I'll probably need some assistance from somebody on that side of things. Right. Yeah, the DI is definitely not lying around here. It's odd that. I don't know where it's disappeared to. It has vanished. Vamoosed. Get rid of that. So I think what we're going to do is going to have a tidy up first. So yeah, I'm going to have a tidy up, but I don't need to have that. I don't need to put that lot away because that can stay out. I need that. But I do need to put various things away. Got all these different glues out. That's part of a tank missile I'm supposed to be making. So that needs to go in the pen drawer. Let's just find another little box of bits that it may be in here. I doubt it, but you never know. No. No. Some Nintendo locking pins for the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, which constantly keep breaking. Nope. That's rubbish as well. That needs repairing. That might do that in a minute. So I haven't got a lot of time left. We'll sharpen that pencil up ready for use. No, we won't, because it might. We'll sharpen that up the next time we use it. That wax pencil will sharpen it up the next time we use it. Let's get some of these tools put away. That goes, my glue loop goes there. Right. Let's pop that back there. Don't worry, I'm still here. I am just popping brushes back in the brush folder behind where I sit.
She come now, you.
I don't know, I didn't see.
What are you doing in there?
Right. That's the cleaning brush for the airbrush. Drill bit. That can stay out because it's right. I think that's definitely been used. 16, 15, yeah, that's been used, so that can go. Right, these are no use anymore. They are all broken. Right. Just pop that on there. And we'll try and see what the damage was I've done to the... I wheeled my seat back yesterday. And let me just pop that there. And I hit the back of the seat on the MiG-21. So two things I noticed. One, the wheel. Yeah, Chinook going over. Awesome. How low?
You can see his blades spinning.
Awesome.
have that, but them blades don't look like spinning that fast.
Well, that's because they are spinning so fast. So we've got to make sure, and then we're a wheel missing apparently. And that is really quite a mess, that wheel. I don't know why that is so bad. So now what did I do with the wheel? What colour is it? Silver and black. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one or that one or that one. How many wheels have I got? Got that one if push comes to shove, but I don't know what it's off. That's the trouble. What the hell did I do with it? That's the thing. Let me see if I've dropped it in the thing behind me. Right, I'm not sure what I've done with that now. You know, I picked it up. I knew it had fallen off. I picked it up and I put it somewhere safe. The ultimate safe spot, of which I have many. I found another little tub here. A little tub with bits and bobs in. Mainly track parts for tanks. Yeah, so no. Okay, that'll turn up at some point. Okay, Jared, nice of you to drop in, thanks. So we'll pop that to one side. And what's the time anyway? 2:10. I'm going to be finished soon anyway. No, it's that's definitely not the wheel off it. But that's quite a big wheel actually. I should have no problem at all finding that. Yet I do. Oh well, not to worry. It will turn up. For now, the rocket's back on. And for those asking about how I thread the models and hang them on the wall, so it's just basically some cotton thread, but quite strong. It's not just cheap cotton. It's quite strong. In fact, this might be off the Airfix rigging stuff that they give you, and then you just put it in one circle, loop it round the bottom of your aircraft, and so that it comes up underneath the wings, and then you're going to put it up over the front of the wings like that, so that if it falls away from the wall, if it comes away from the wall, it's not going to tip back because it's being held in place by the wings. And then you just want to gently rest it against the wall and hang it on your nail, wherever that is. I've just found it. My mistake. Just found it. Hold on, it's the camera's up.
Apologies, I've just been chased in by a wasp. I don't know where it went.
There we go. So now I know where my nail is. Hang it on your nail and then just gently rest it against the wall, and it should hang there fine, and it won't drop back because the cotton goes down either side of the fuselage and stops it from. So that's what I do, and it's the same. I've done the same thing with the Phantom and the Spitfire. I haven't got any more things hung up at the moment, because I haven't really got a lot of space, to be honest, on the walls for stuff like this, because we have quite a large oil painting collection. Nothing valuable, just I like oil paintings, and I've got a brother-in-law that does art, and he sends some over occasionally, some of his work, which is quite nice. Yeah. Anyway. There we go. So, we got the live stream tomorrow night. We've got a couple of new announcements to make. One I already made earlier on. Well, it wasn't really an announcement. I'll just give you a heads up that something was coming. But we'll tell you more on that tomorrow night. So I think I'm going to knock it on the head for now. And then hopefully when next see you, we'll have some more done on this German space robot thingy. Until then, Auf Wiedersehen.